hey guys, trying a new area, you know. Sitting over here in my bed. You guys are like in this little cubby above my TV. 3 paperworks. I don't know if you guys can read this. Floyd's Truck Center. So yeah, that means truck was in the shop pretty much all last week. I was at home for 11 days and some change. 3 of that, I was waiting to get the truck into the shop. Then the truck was in the shop for a full 7 days. And they didn't even get all the work done, which kind of sucks. Like, then again, to put it nicely, the lady was kind of not there. Because I remember asking, like, hey, you know, I need APUPM done too. It wasn't done. They tried telling me that John Krishner rejected it. No, they never sent it over, so it never got, you know, any rejection or anything. Which pisses me off, because now I got to go out of my way to get it done, because it's at its limit. But, hell, so I went home, like, you know, what was it, the 7th? I think that's a Wednesday. Sounds about right. That weekend before, though, I also got hit. I got backed into, I might have slipped through it. I'm pretty sure I slipped through it, but it wasn't like it was a hard hit. It was just like, I'm gonna go 1 or 2 miles an hour and just kind of like force through the resistance. All that cost me was a $1,000 deductible because I ran. I mean, I'd rather save I'd rather spend $1,000 than that 30, like 500 would have cost between the parts and the paint. The parts were only $1,000, so I just bought the parts pretty much. But those actually, I ordered those the Monday before the Wednesday, so, you know, before I got home. They were there before I got home, and even already at the paint shop getting painted before I even got home. So that was quick. I wasn't expecting that. But I do have to do my 1 year review with John Krishner, and then here at I think in start of February I do 1 year of the truck, which so far the truck's been fine. There's been some issues that kind of laugh at, like this one for example that I got fixed. It only cost me $164. Is my base of my seat pretty much came unfastened to the frame, so like if I got up, the butt cushion tried to leave with me. If I hit a hard enough bump, the butt cushion tried to, you know, come up also. Oh yeah, so it took a little bit of used to. I've had to deal with that for like 2-3 months, but that wasn't bad. And I'm just waking up, so I don't know, big deal. Yeah, so all they did was they pretty much just refastened it. They said they did a more permanent fix, which it just coming from the factory should be permanent. Just saying. Just saying, it was a brand new truck. I shouldn't be playing the Fast and Furious ejecto-cedo button and trying to get thrown out my seat. And then I had the pretty much a full engine service done, full PM, all filters replaced. Air dryer included, like everything, sleeper filters. Especially when you got a little 4-legged guy down here who's becoming a big fatty. He's like 15 pounds or some change now. But the full engine PM was $750. Pretty even on parts and labor. Yeah, that's just one sheet. Like I said, I already talked about the air dryer and filter. I had this replaced. I do them every 100,000 miles or once a year. They found rust, full of rust and water, which I guess isn't uncommon, which was news to me. But okay, they said they cleaned it out and it was fine. There's nothing to worry about the rust and water. But limit seems to be 100,000 miles. Like I said, I already played the the air dryer and new filter was $150. That's everything, parts and labor included. Like I said, the price I'm giving you is parts and labor. A sleeper air filter. I guess I was missing screws. Like they were never there. But that was $72. I need to know where. I need to find out where the sleeper filter is. I'll look around here next whenever I have time, because the filter, I have these, $8.40. So if I spend $72, yeah, could save myself, you know, 70 bucks, well, 60 bucks there. What do you want, cat? This part sucks. So when I'm under 10 miles an hour and I do a hard crank, so usually when I'm getting rolling and I do a hard crank, I think usually to the right. If I'm gonna call it right, to the right, I get a clunking. Even with grease or in out grease. I had a truck last time I had a service back in June. Right away I kept doing it, it was just greased. I need new kingpins, which John Christopher's a little like, you shouldn't need those, but it's like there's play in the in the pin that holds them. Not available, so I have them on order somewhere. But just look at that. That was $258. The issue has been verified, so I just made sure that my U-bolts were torqued down and had to come loose. Just, I guess because Freightliner calls for that. Then your like first 150,000 miles. That was $258. Then an overhead, and what that overhead is, it checks, you know, the valve adjustment, checks the valves, tightens them if they're loose, which mine were slightly loose. John Kirshner says you should have your first one done 150,000 miles. Freightliner asked for 100,000. I went with my gut anyway, said, hey, maybe I should do 100,000. That was right. That was a lot of work, and that was cheaper than I thought it was going to be. And that was, so new clamp, $2.35. Gotta love that clamp. I can't do this part myself though, so no way I'm saving money on this one. But considering how much, you know, this goddamn paragraph. Oh wait, goddamn paragraph at the bottom, man. I don't know if you can see that with my fingers. That was $647. And all they pretty much did, what that paragraph, they just told me the steps, what they did. You know, inspect the valve lash, found valve said to be a slightly loose, adjusted intake, and is also a valve spec. Then I got an alignment or rotation, and that was Freightliner and Casper doesn't do that, so they sent it out, and that was $312. The only thing that pissed me off about that was, because I went by pretty smooth, is they told me when I dropped the truck off that they were going to send it to Goodyear. It was scheduled at Goodyear, but then they canceled it. But when you tell your customer you're sending it to a fucking company, you send it to the company. If you're going to change your mind, you call your customer and let them know. Because I had to go get my truck. I went to where I was supposed to be. It was not there. So far, with Freightliner for Casper, hit and miss. Maybe it was just bad week. I don't know. Like I said, they didn't, like, I literally gave them a fucking piece of paper, you know, notebook paper, everything written down, and somehow they still miss shit. Don't ask me how, because all you had to do was literally look at this piece of paper and copy everything over. I don't know how the fuck you miss an APUPM, and how when I put X rotation with alignment, that you somehow put alignment, but you don't put the X rotation on there. That X means cross, for anybody who doesn't know. Luckily I caught the rotation part. I gave the lady the benefit of the doubt when I gave her the literal notebook paper that, hey, you can do a simple copy and paste, you know. Not like it's fucking rocket science over here. Yeah, big boy. It's getting big. He's like, why am I being held up in the air? But no, so this got all turned in at, so I've had the truck since February 1st. All this got done. I was a little late. 100 miles on here anywhere? Yeah, 104,574 miles on a 21 Freightliner. So if you're doing the math, because that's a little over 9 months, I can just do this. 104,574. We're gonna do just 9. I mean, actually we'll do 100. Cause I only put 2,000 miles on that last week because it was a short week, so we'll do 102,000 even. 102 divided by 9. That means the truck's average 11.3,000 miles per month. In the last 6 months, I've done 82,000 miles. So those of you being around this channel long enough know that back in March, the truck went into a shop, had a down week there. Stupid brake sensor, 8,000 miles went out. Full fucking cans of air up there, you know, like 2 cans of air, giant cans. Yeah, full, but the truck is screaming at you saying low air, brakes may drag. I mean, screaming. It was like a high-pitched alarm. So yeah, that took a week. Most of it was waiting on a part, and then I also, well, I bought the hotel for like a day too long, so I just said, fuck it, I'll stay in this hotel for an extra day. And then, let's see, so after that, truck's been good. I mean, other than sometime in the summer, the fucking road's beating up my seat. But, you know, that was easy to fix. And then, yeah, so I got hit on the driver's side. I'm not going to show it. I mean, I'll probably put a thumbnail picture showing you some of the damage. All it looks like is like one of those really low flatbeds. Like, I mean, I don't know what to call them. The really low ones. It looks like he just caught my back here. He literally caught back here. It looks like he backed in from the backside. I don't know how the fuck you sink it in that far unless you're doing blindside anymore. He just couldn't look over your fucking bed. But there's this little panel back here on the outside. The fenders. Right after the APU, you guys know where the APU is. There's that big flat edge. He caught that, folded it in hot dog style, and just kept pushing all the way through, up to the step. So he went like good 7-8 feet up to the driver's step. Caught the very edge of the driver's step, and it was just like, oh shit, I'm gonna cause something, and then pulled out. But that was a little bit embarrassing for me driving it. It was like, it kind of looks like, it was ugly. It was all like, you know, bent up, broken. I'm surprised. That big black air dam back there on the back of the sleeper, actually they just reused it. You can tell if you know where to look and how to look that it has been hit, that it was popped. But it's bolted down. It wasn't cracked. It was just folded over a little bit. But there's a little bit of that pop out on the outside. You can tell that it had some damage into it. Believe it or not, none of those black pieces back there were actually damaged. They were all reused. The only thing they replaced along that from behind the driver's wheel to the back, all the way to the back, was all 3 of those parts. There's actually 3. They're not just 2 big ones. There's 3. There's a half one back here. There's a full one, and then the one beneath the steps. All 3 of those got replaced. The bottom step got replaced. Like, it was great because it got, you know, shimmed. The only downside about that whole thing getting replaced is now that battery door is no longer tight. I mean, the magnets aren't holding in place. I had to have that fucking realigned or new magnets. I don't know. That'll be cheap either way. Now every fucking road bump does with the door folds it back down. So now I'm in the habit of when I get out of the truck, I just I used my foot, pulled up. I did stock up the truck though while I was home. I spent like fucking goddamn too much money at home. I spent like $1,700. Not for the truck though, it was not all on the truck. Third of that was on the truck though. So I spent about $500-600 on the truck. Didn't get everything I needed to. I didn't stock up my food. I just spent too much money. I just couldn't afford to keep spending the money when I'm down for 11 days, you know. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you the total price of this. Okay, total price. The stuff they actually and the GoPro just randomly shut off, so I don't know if it caught that price, but the total price is $2,800, $1,800 almost even in labor. It was $1,806, $449 in parts, $445 in miscellaneous. Sub sublet. I'm not sure what the fuck that is. Oh, sublet is the outsourcing the alignment. Helps if I just read the numbers. But I bought. I mean, my home time. First 3 days was fucking busy as fuck. They were calling for 8 to 12 inches of snow the Monday and Tuesday when I got home, and my apartment got 16 inches. So I live close to the mountain, about a mile away from the mountain, but I'm in the foothills of the mountain, so I usually get more snow. But the town got 12 to 16 inches of snow. I don't know that the GoPro picked up the reefer shutting off. Like I said, I'm trying a new area. I'm sitting on my bed. GoPro is, like I said, about 2-3 feet above my fridge. It's actually sitting on this little microwave cubby that I don't use for a microwave, but that's where it's sitting. So anybody who knows winter weather or knows how snow blows in, it's always hotter before the snow comes in. So there's always a warm front followed by the cold front, which really sucks when you live in a 3-story apartment and it's like 70 degrees outside, 75 degrees, and it's 81, 86, you know, usually in your apartment with nobody around their heater, just thermodynamics, natural heat rising. So that meant being home, being in the bedroom. My cat hasn't been around the other cats at the house long enough anymore that he just doesn't like them, so I keep my room door closed, which usually where I spend most of my time. So man, it was like 77, 86 plus, too damn fucking hot in, you know, my bedroom. So, and I know my brother, since he rents a room for me, his room for some reason, even though he usually keeps his door open or cracked, even with the AC in the living room blowing, fans blowing, his room's usually hotter than mine. Every single window has blackout curtains. If mine's 81, his is like 83, 86. So I went out, spent $1,200. $1,000. Got us both portable ACs for the bedrooms, which is actually not bad. I just keep mine permanently installed. Like, put this in perspective. It will be negative 20 outside, and I will not run the heater. Like, it'll be 72, 73 in the apartment. It'll be just fine. The only time I'll run the heater is if it's windy. If it's 0 degrees and windy, meaning 40 plus mile an hour winds, then the heater will get turned on for an hour or two at most. Unless we get one of those weird fronts that blow in it's negative 30, negative 40 with 60, 80 mile an hour winds, then the heater will be on pretty much the whole time. Yeah, the heater only gets ran 1 to 3 times a year. That's how warm the apartment stays. And Wyoming, for those who know Wyoming, it gets cold in the winter. For example, like February, for just temp wise, not what you will feel it as, is 18 degrees up in my city. 18 degrees. That's fucking cold to 90% of the fucking country. Yeah, that's cold. So, bought 2 portable ACs. Yeah, I know, right? Typical me fucking spending $1,000 for the equivalent of 3 days of. Believe it or not, though, I actually ran the AC, or I had it running on auto. Like both these AC has auto, so that means it will go between. If you set it at 75, like I did, I had 74 or 75 in my room. It will stay. It will run whatever mode it needs to, whatever cooling mode. So that means fan, AC, heater, and dry. If there's humidity in the air, it'll suck it out and dry it up. It'll run whatever mode it needs to maintain that temp. And that's how it ran for a week, including when it snowed. And when it snowed, it got down to like 23 degrees, which you'll feel it as. So I mean, they just ran fan that whole time. Didn't get cold in my apartment. Didn't get cold in my room. And then, you know, so whatever. But yeah, so I got those. Did a little bit of moving things around in the truck. Cat litter bowl, or the cat litter bowl. Yeah, cat litter bowl. You're treating in a cat litter bowl. You know your food bowl? That's where your shit. Now, I got a new litter box. I had it right here. I don't know if you guys remember, like right next to my bed, right in front of my clothes on the floor. Replaced that. Actually threw that one away. What sucked, it cost me 80 bucks. Threw it away. The reason why is because this guy's special. He could actually fit under there. Had one of those grates above his head. He could fit under there. Just wasn't preferred to. So what happens is he'd pick one corner, and only that one corner. That usually means where the door is. He could just stick his head out. But I understand that why it eventually became an issue. But he'd pick that one corner, and that's where you do all his business: shitting, pissing, whatever. So then eventually what would happen is, after a couple times, he would start pissing all over his foot, pretty much, and the litter would get all over his foot, and it grows. You have that. I would have to immediately catch him when he gets out of the litter box, fucking wipe his foot down, clean his foot, and I got annoyed doing that. Because I mean, he didn't like me immediately grabbing onto him as soon as he jumps out. But he eventually caught on to what I was doing. So eventually, like at first he was very pissy about it, but eventually he just said, "Fuck it." He just lay there, let me do it, while bitching about it the whole time. So yeah, I had to deal with that for 3-4 months. I said, "Fuck it," new litter box. Now it's an open litter box. It's just a high rise, high sides. This is in front of the driver's seat. I'll show you this here in a minute. Back using my corn beef litter. The reason why I stopped back here is because that litter, it was a square, cube with the grate on top, and he would get out and immediately jump on the bed, which means he'd track everything on the bed, and the corn had that fine powder, so he would have like tannish footprints all over my bed, which, whatever. I mean, tracking's gonna happen either way. I can't get rid of all of it, but it was annoying. I had to clean it every single fucking time. So, back to using that. I'm using the world's best cat litter with the lavender scent. So far up front, it's working out, but actually extremely well. It's a lot better than I thought. The reason why is so far he's used it 2 or 3 times, and he gets in there and immediately turns around and jumps out onto the floor, which is what I wanted from the fucking get-go. But after doing that, I have carpet, rugs in the truck. I can just vacuum that shit up. Most of my dirt anyways that I bring in with my shoes are up in the front. I don't mind that so much. It's back in the back, which, I mean, this fucker's puked on him like 7 times anyways, just due to me not realizing he gets car sick when he was first in here, and then I cannot give him a can of food if I'm going to be driving within 12 hours. So I give him a can of food on reset. Otherwise, he just is too heavy on his stomach, and he put in the motion, the bumping of the truck, and gets thrown up. I just spent, like I said, 11 days at home. He wasn't used to the truck moving. He relaxed himself. Like, very first 2 days, he was very pissy at home. That's why I kept my room with the door closed. First day in the house, in the apartment, he was hissing and growling everything, every little noise. He was hiding in the windowsill. That's pretty much all he did was hide in the windowsill. Even at me, he growled and hissed at me. The cat who fucking only wants me hissed and growled at me. Like, yeah. That's all you gotta say. He want to eat treats? I tried to give him treats. Wanting to touch those? No. So, I mean, by day 2, he's more relaxed. He was a little pissy every now and then. It was more like once an hour thing, but he came out. He started to be his normal self. By the 3rd day, he was back to fully relaxed. Hell, by the end of the week, even with my mom there, because like I said, my mom's sick, I take care of her, and my brother rents a room and helps watch her. She's been there for 2 years. He's been around those cats for about 4 or 5 months. Longer, but in the apartment 4 to 5 months. Because he was with them in Colorado. Even then, he doesn't, he'll put up with them, but he doesn't want to be around them. So if they came right into the room, that's his area, he started growling and hissing at them, and then eventually he's a bully. Like, I say that like he's a bully, but no, he's the toughest cat in the house, and he knows it, so he flaunts it. But if you went in the living room, he kind of hugs the walls, even, like I said, being there for 4 to 5 months at that time, but he just didn't really care to leave the room, so it's just like I said, I made it easy, just brought him right back to the room. By the end of the week, he was fully relaxed in the room. He was back to his fucking normal self. Put him back in the truck, Monday, the following Monday, whatever the fuck that was. The truck was rated Friday. I don't trust Weekend Dispatch anymore because they fucked me a couple times, so I stayed home for an extra 2 days. Then fucking Wyoming tried to snow me in again. They were calling for another foot of snow, pretty much Tuesday to Wednesday mornings. I started fucking bugging the fuck out of everyone. Monday morning, Wednesday, I found out, because at first it started 4 inches of snow on Sundays, what they're calling for, and I was like, okay, I'm empty, I can drive through that. I'm only gonna deal with that for about an hour and a half. Okay, I can do that. Sunday night rolls around, now it's up to 8 inches. I was like, oh, okay, I don't know about that, especially when they're calling for winds now. But I'm glad I was in my gut, because it was blizzard. Casper got a blizzard. The flakes were literally like that big, and there was heavy wet flakes, which meant it's gonna be heavy slush. Then it freezes up. It's not fun, even for a car, snow tires, not fun. But I saw fires under people's asses. The planner that was dealing with the area got 9 emails about me in like 5 hours, so that was funny. But he busted ass. He found me anything. I told him, hey, I'll do the JBS Greeley load. That's what I'm under. That's running back there. Is going to Cali. I told him I'll do that load, but I'd rather not because I've already been sitting. But if I gotta sit, I will. Because it didn't pick up till Wednesday when it was supposed to be picked up. I worked my magic, which didn't matter in the long run, but maybe, I don't know yet. I picked it up a day early. It was supposed to be picked up Wednesday at 0800. I picked it up Tuesday at 1400. But I was there for Monday night, from fucking 20:30. Either way, I sat for like a day. But this load's still fucking 24 hours early. I can't drop it at the yard for some reason. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit longer video, I know. But it's going to, I picked up Miracle in Greeley. It's going to Miracle in Carson. I'm gonna call them before I head out, because I'm literally only like 8 hours away. I'm only like 560 miles away. Yeah, I'm sitting over here in Hoppy Travel Center outside Holbrook. I don't always call it Holbrook, but Holbrook, Arizona. Yeah, so I'm gonna call them. If they tell me no, I'm gonna be very saddened, because that means I'll have to go park at the yard, which I'll still be a day early. I mean, I'll try to bug the planner again and say, hey man, I'm sitting here waiting, can I drop it? I'm literally at the yard now. I mean, I can grab a load tonight. So I tried explaining to them yesterday. I don't know, I'm hoping I get a different planner. I'll find out. Because that dude, it makes no sense. He has enough trucks, and I gave him plenty of notice. We had 3 local guys. I know it. I count all these 3. I know 3. I don't know. They asked me to do a swap today, which I'm a night guy. I'm trying to fix my fucking sleep schedule. I slept like 11 hours today. No, 10 hours today. I forced it. They asked me to do a swap. They deliver tomorrow at 1400 and Long Beach. That doesn't fucking help me. Cause that means I'm not getting another load. After that time. I mean, the pre-plan's gone at that point. So I mean, I'm sitting anyway till the next day. And then I gotta go into Long Beach. The same miles I pretty much already have now, I'll get when I fucking, if I did that swap, it'd be the same miles. Sitting in Long Beach, turn around at fucking probably like 5 o'clock, end up spending 3 to 4 hours to drive 60, 70 miles just to get out of there, go towards where my next load will roughly be, or at least to parking, which is fucking stupid. And I would have been very pissy because I've been very tired, and I was like, I'd rather just sit. That's what I told the guy. I was like, I'd rather just sit at that point, because trading one headache for another worse headache is not my go-to, not my idea of great fun. But yeah, so that's pretty much been how my last 11 days has been. I've been slacking on these videos. We're not getting the car video. Like I said, snow, too busy. It'll eventually get done. I mean, the snow took fucking 3 to 4 days to melt. And then I actually did make the car video. I just, dumbass me, put the GoPro on my head like I did in the truck, and well, you see nothing in the video. Especially in the car, because I actually did do a little, you know, outside tour. I showed you some things on the car, and then I drive with it. You know, I did about a 10-minute drive while talking, and well, you just sitting on my head, literally up in the car roof. So all you see is a car liner and a little bit of the windshield. I mean, you see the windshield, all you see is glare. You don't see nothing out the windshield. So I deleted that video. I was like, well, that's pointless. Instantly delete. But yeah, I like stocked up on hygiene products. Because like I said, I other than dropping the car off for 2 days when I bought it in Phoenix, I hadn't been home in 5 months, so I'm out here a while. Pretty much live in this truck. So I bought like over a year to year plus supply of hygiene products. And when I say year plus supply, it's because I forgot I had like 15 toothbrushes in here, and I bought 12 more. So yeah, plus I replaced your toothbrushes every 3 to 4 months. So you know, if you do the math, I am sitting on like 3 years, 4 years of toothbrushes, even more. For some reason, bought shit ton of toothpaste, shit ton of, I'm not gonna open that because it's being held in there by a door. I don't have a net in there. If I had a net, I'd open it, because I'll show you that it's small. Here we go. The GoPro's hot. It's down there. This whole thing is where everything's at. Like I said, here's where the cat litter was. I know, I'm trying to keep my feet out of frame. The water and the food, that's where they go now. You're stupid. Hey. He just stared. You gonna say hi? No? Okay. Brought my winter boots out. Well, the reason why they're winter is because they're not open. They're not breathable. Yeah. See, there's more stuff up there. Found some limited edition holiday Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but it's not Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's apple pie Toast Crunch and whatever the fuck dulce de leches. I don't know. I think I tried that this morning, and I'm not a fan. 80 cans of cat food. He knows they're up there. That's why his attention got up there. See, watch. He knows what this is. You want it? He knows what that is. Paper towels. That should last me about I go through these because I brush my teeth every day, and I use a paper towel for that. You know, and then depending on the messes, I use them to eat too. That should last me, I'd say, about 6 months. Bought some protein powder because I have to be on the road, especially when you live out here and you don't have a cooler. Like I said, eventually I'm gonna move that microwave. It's gonna go there. That's where you guys are sitting. I can't eat and get all the nutrients I need to, especially living on the road out of truck stops. So bought some protein shake powder. I used to do this when I was working in town, working as a medical courier, when I was, you know, home every day. This is actually better energy in the long run. Downside is when you have protein shake, especially if you're using it for energy, as your body starts adjusting, it's the first couple hours, it tries to bring it down before it gives you that big boost in energy. Chocolate mint and vanilla ice cream. I tried the chocolate mint already. It definitely tastes like chocolate mint ice cream. It's smooth, which is my thing. I don't want the fucking chalky powder taste. But it's not bad. Oh, I don't know if I ever showed you that. That's my lap board. It's got a foam cushion on the back, and then that's real wood. But it's like 4 inches. It's like 15 pounds. Not heavy, believe it or not. It's actually more comfortable than I thought. When I heard the weight, I was like, ooh, I don't know, that might be too heavy. It's not. Cost me $100 to have that made. I paid a local guy to do it because I was out here, and I just picked it up when I went home. It's held up pretty well. Gets used about 10 to 15 hours a week, 20 hours a week, sometimes more. But that's pretty much what's all up there. It's where I keep my dirty clothes. I used to keep them down on the front of the floor in Kenworth, but that right there is better. Now, this whole setup will change when I get that big cooler, because that cooler, it's like $1,300. It's 80, I haven't decided yet. It's either 88 or 100 quarts, which is fucking huge for anybody who knows that. I don't remember, you guys remember my ice chest I picked up. Actually, I don't know if I ever showed you that. I have an ice chest I picked up. That I used to sit when I was with Knight on my passenger seat. I don't think I ever showed you this. But that's 77 quarts, and that was huge. But the cooler's portable, plugs in. What do you want? But it freezer and fridge goes down to like -4. But there's that. Alright, so okay, hold on, I gotta turn the light up in here. It's starting to get dark outside. Alright, so like I said, he's done that. That's all he's done. And it's been in there for 3 days now. That's the new litter box. Like I said, it fits perfect, high rise. That's a full 20-pound thing of cat litter. It's worked out pretty well. Shit, cat, what's up? You gonna say goodbye? Huh? Alright, but got a haircut too. I was at home, I forgot about that. Pretty much I said fucked it, buzzed it all off. I look like a normal person, not all scruffy and scraggy looking, but it's almost 6 o'clock. I gotta eat and then, you know, call Miracle, see what they're gonna do. But hey, you guys stay safe out there. I'll catch you next time. Bye!